Two about it. And I'm requesting everyone to please refrain from using your laptops if possible so that we can focus on what the iShare sessions could give you. Except our SE. Alam mo na, delikado. So now to tell you a brief story about myself. Well, kasi ako, I've always envisioned myself as a problem solver. So I knew that someday I am gonna build things for other people to use. So that's exactly why I chose computer science. Because I have a lot of ideas on my mind. And I don't want to rely on others to do it. So kapag may naisip ako, gusto ko ako mismo, kaya ko siyang gawin. So back in college also, I've been part of a lot of organizations that helped me acquire skills na nagamit ko rin through my career and also building up a lot of projects in my startup. So I know how marketing, publicity, event management, public speaking. So lahat yon naging very rin siya, critical sa pagbuo ng Cropital. So I've been working for almost 2 years now. I'm part of the first platform engineers in Voyager. And if you've heard of the 80-20% rule before in Voyager, so I've pretty much super made use of that. So I've joined and won a lot of hackathons and idea competitions. And these hackathons eventually led to me building Cropital. So now to tell you what Cropital is, so technically we are a crowdfunding platform connecting anyone to help finance farmers. So I'd like you to meet one of our farmers, Mang Romeo. So he's already 56 years old. He earns only 2,000 pesos per month. And what's worse is that he lives in debt because he's paying very high interest rates, as high as 20 pesos per month. So among Mang Romeo is the 10 million other Filipino farmers who experiences the same thing, and majority of them lives below the poverty line. So this problem is real. This problem has been passed on from generation to generation, generation after generation. And I know other people, or some of you don't know the problem since we're living in the city, but it's very alarming to know that we're actually losing our farmers now. The average age of our farmers is already 57 years old, and by 2020, we have to produce more food than we have produced for the past year. So, and alarming then na the youth doesn't want to go into agriculture. They want to go CS, and IT, ganyan. So upon knowing the problem, we understanding the situation in a macro and micro perspective, we've identified two major points that contributes to this unending cycle of Philippine agriculture. So it's the lack of farmers' access to funding and their low productivity. So we've come up with Cropital. So Cropital allows anyone to be an agricultural investor. So we provide our users an opportunity to directly impact the life of our farmers while growing their money at the same time. So we also minimizes the risk in agricultural production. So hindi lang kami nag-e-end sa funding. We also give our farmers access to contracted buyer so that at the end of their harvest, sure na may bibili ng food, ng produce nila. We also give them crop insurance. So if bagyo, if may peste, protected yung farmers natin. And also we give them access to technology. We have farm plan and we connect them with agricultural experts because we understand that farming need not be traditional anymore because they've been doing the same thing over and over again. They don't know that if the rice they're planting can be planted for another crop which would give them higher income. So, ito yung, ang dami-dami nating researchers, ang dami-dami nating agri-experts, but the problem is that hindi dumadating sa kanila, hindi dumadating sa kung sino yung talagang target market ng researchers. So, yung farmers, same thing over and over again. So, how does it work? So, you can visit our website and you as a backer selects which farm that you want to fund. So, for example, if you like ampalaya, then you go fund an ampalaya farm. If you want chili, go fund a chili farm. So, first, for a minimum investment of 5,000 pesos, you can already invest and support our farmers. So, after we've funded all the farms, we will then be giving them the resources they need for the farmer to improve their productivity. So what's good here is that the backer shares the profit after each harvest. And so after the harvest is done and the produce are sold, the backer will then gain back the capital he or she invested on. So the 5,000 pesos, including his returns of shares on the net profit. So these are the main 3 points which makes Cropital sustainable. So we have come up with a pro-farmers model wherein most of the profit really goes to the people who worked hard to produce the food. So 70% actually of the profit goes to our farmers, 20% goes to our investors, and 10% goes to Cropital to ensure mutual success. So we have zero loss to farmers. So for the longest time, our farmers are carrying all the risks, and now we have come up with a system wherein they would not even, hindi na nila intindihin yung bagyo, yung kung tama ba yung ginagawa nila. Because we've given them the connection already. And it's money back guarantee to backers, despite the 5% service charge, because the crop insurance that we've applied, it's more than the capital. So if bumalik siya, mas babalik yung 5,000 despite the service charge niya. So now here's what you can do. Invest on our farmers. So, well, right now, fully funded yung farms natin, thankfully. But we'll be releasing more farms soon. So many people actually perceive investing as risky, but a bigger mistake is putting a lot of your money in your savings account because you're essentially losing money through inflation. So you might want to consider this as your other source of income passive source of income since aside from your earning na nga, you're helping our farmers pa. And tell your friends about it. So I really believe that awareness sparks action and action causes change. So natutuwa ako actually sa circle ko kasi right now, they're very much aware with the problems in agriculture na before hindi nila alam kung ano yun. So some of my friends are asking me, ano pa ba yung problems ng farmers natin? Ano pa ba yung nakita mo pwede namin gawin? Ganyan. So, well, there are a lot of problems actually. You can go into food waste. 40% of the food produced actually in the whole world goes to waste now because of, well, marami pa, ibang problem pa yun. So next, help us build a community. If you know farmers, if you're from province, if you know farmers who needs our service, tell us. If you know any technology na pwede nating ipagamit sa farmers, you know an optimal fertilizer, you know how to reach us. So just a quick run through about how Cropital was born. So it all started May 2015, about the idea started May 2015. We actually don't have the eureka moment. Parang yung idea, marami siyang dinaanan. We have a lot of iterations, ang daming research, ang daming... Kasi before, wala naman din akong alam sa agri. Kaya kailangan talagang mag-research. Pero upon knowing the problem, I knew right there and then that we had to do something about it. Because if hindi ngayon, kailan? And ang magsasuffer nga is yung future generation. So this is my team. I actually believe that this is the Cropital's greatest asset. These two, Ruel and Everett, are actually best friends since college, and I've met since grade school, and I've met them during college because all of us were part of the engineering student council. Having a co-founder is actually the best thing that you can do if you're gonna build a startup, especially if you can find people who can complement your skills and amplify the things that you're best at. So for me, very good kasi yung ano namin, yung skill set. So I don't have to worry about the supply chain, I don't have to worry about organizational decisions, ganyan. We have our own set of expertise that we bring into Cropital. So June 2015, we got accepted in Magic Accelerator program in Malaysia. We were one of the 50 startups in Asia who got accepted. I actually consider this as our startup moment because yung most of startups na in-accept nila, they already have traction, they already launched, and kami, dalawa lang ata kami na idea stage pa lang. So, hindi ko alam kung anong nakita nila dun sa, well, gumawa ko ng prototype overnight, but hindi ko pa rin alam kung ano yung nakita nila, but I really thank them for being the first ones who believed in us. So, we actually got a lot of benefits from them, although hindi siya katulad ng idea space na may 500,000 pesos. So, very crunch talaga kami sa money. So, for example, we got AWS credits, so our platform can run free for some years, and other benefits. So, we also got into other accelerators and incubators. The thing I like about these programs is that since wala nga kaming idea about startups before, it helps us focus kung ano yung mga dapat matutunan, target market, mga ganyan, hindi ko rin naman siya alam before. So, very helpful siya. So, June to November 2015, I was really determined to make Cropital successful because ang hirap nga na alam mo yung problem pero you're not doing something about it. So, gusto ko talaga na makita siya till the end. And I used my VLs and SLs to attend these events. And we also made sure to connect with people who can help us. So, a pro tip lang na if you're looking for advice daw, don't get your advice from people wag kang kuha na advice dun sa laging kinukuhanan ng advice. If you want to be different, go to yung hindi mainstream na people na kinukuhanan ng advice. Because the thing is, kapag kumuha ka dun sa parang laging kinukuhanan for mentorship, they're gonna give you the same answers and you'll end up doing the same thing nung mga nag-consult din sa kanya. So some pictures, this is the one in Go Negosyo. So we won 100,000 na napunta lang din sa Cropital. So we got, So we got into Amsterdam also. Hindi alam kung paano ko nakapasok dyan, pero nanalo naman. So come November 2015, after around 4 months from just an idea, we were able to launch the first and only crowdfunding platform for farmers. We were able to have our first paying customers. We were able to fully fund our initial farms, and we got our startup incorporated. And not only that, we were actually able to raise this amount in just 3 days, despite having just the bank deposits as a payment method. So actually may 3 days pa kaming kailangan na i-verify namin since wala pa kaming online account nun. And actually the bank that we used is personal pa. So we're really surprised with the early success of Cropital that there were actually people who are willing to part with their, say, 5,000 pesos to help and support our farmers. So these people are from all walks of life actually. From OFWs, we have domestic helpers, we have students who nag-ipon sila for 5,000 pesos, we have some young professionals and well-off people too. So we also got numerous startup awards. Personally, I've been awarded as one of the 3 Women in Business Startup Award in ASEAN. And hindi ko alam yung support, hindi ka lang fan. So these awards, it's amazing and wonderful, but brings me to mind that there are so much more that I want to do. And yung pinaka gusto ko sa mga awards kasi it gives us free publicity. It gives more attention to Cropital and our mission to support our farmers. So also just this recently, we're also able to fully fund all our long-term farms. So imagine this all happened in less than a year. And everything we've done so far, we've spent $0 marketing dollars. So it gives us parang hope in our country that everyone can work together and bring out the best in each other. So the past few months have been crazy. But I know that what we're doing is something great and it's gonna change how people live. And I've also learned a lot. So, quick na lang for the ito na yung learnings. So, tapos na yung experiences. I know you guys have a lot of ideas. Have a lot of ideas in mind, whether sa mga projects natin sa Voyager, how do we improve the customer experience, or if you're planning to join a hackathon in the near future, or kahit anything. Just some notes lang. Always start with a problem, and you can always you can start by focusing on your irritant. For example, if you're not happy with a certain service, think about what you can change, what you can do to change it. And also some questions you might want to ask if you already have an idea. Think about what's the problem you're trying to solve now, and what's the problem you're not trying to solve now. Kasi before, sabi namin, gusto namin si Cropital, siya yung magkoconnect sa supplier, siya yung magkoconnect sa buyer, siya yung magkoconnect sa investors, sa farmers. Ang dami namin gustong gawin, but the thing is, hindi siya kayang gawin ng isang bagsakan. So we have to focus on one problem now, which is providing finance and assistance nga to farmers. Just focus on one problem at a time. So sabi nila, 9 out of 10 startups fail daw. So nung nakita ko tong stat na to, sabi ko ako yung 1.
Yes.
I won't hindi kasi ako ganun eh. Mataas yung standards ko sa sarili ko. And I always make sure that I really do my best sa lahat ng kinocommit kong work. So here are the things that I always keep in mind. 5 things lang. Whenever I'm working with something that I want to work in. So first is passion. So always do it for love and not for money. Because the thing is, if you do it for love, money comes anyway. So actually, a lot of times, people are saying, wow girl, you're rich na, CTO levels, ganyan. But to tell you honestly, I'm actually not earning from it pa. Well, not in the next few years, but I know that what I'm earning is more than money could give. So, okay lang. Medyo grepa lang lately. So next is hard work. Because I believe that good things don't come easy. So you really have to work hard for it. So for example, for me, technically I'm managing 2 jobs. And well, I love it both. So I'm really doing my best to na wala akong masasacrifice. So there are months na hindi na ako natulog. Pero it's okay. Because I know that I'm doing what I'm committed to doing. So, also being the only tech person in Cropital, I have to exert more effort. I have to learn things that I didn't know before. And I've learned to keep my priorities. So right now, I'm always starting my day with a to-do list according to priority. Because hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na walang time. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na kailangan ka ng napakaraming hours in a day, lagi na lang ang daming gagawin. It's just about prioritizing your work. And if you don't prioritize kasi, at the end of the day, sabihin mo sa sarili mo, parang wala kang nagawa. So at least, ang ginagawa ko at least 3 na parang big task in a day. And if I'm able to accomplish it, then give myself a tap. Then next day, it's another hustling day for me. So I've also learned to change my definition of happiness. So before kasi, diba, well, a lot of us, we think that if we work harder, then we'd be successful. If we're successful, then we'd be happy. But the problem with this equation is our brains never get to the happiness side. Because for example, I have to work hard to get 100 users. And pag na-achieve mo na yung 100 users, gagawin mo naman siyang 1,000. Gagawin mo siyang 10,000 hanggang sa umabot ka ng 1 million. And hindi mo na binibigyan yung chance, yung sarili mo ng chance to be happy. So, I changed the equation backwards. Reverse the formula for happiness and success. So, I always find a way to become positive in the present. And in that way, my brain works even more successfully. It's actually called the happiness advantage, and it's scientifically proven. Your brain at positive works 31% more productive than your brain at negative, neutral, or stress. So, make sure every day that you scan the world not for the negative, but for the positive first. So even the simple things like hindi ako na traffic, or give gratitude or kindness on others na yung compliment naman kasi on others, libre naman yan. So, it helps your ano rin eh, your parang nakakagaan din sa feeling. So, huwag nyo yung pagdamot yun. By doing this, by thinking this way, we can start to see what our brains are actually capable of. So, might want to consider that. Next is, I always think about this one. Because I was able to graduate in college, spending just a semester's fee for my entire college fees through scholarship. So, for me, I believe in paying it forward. Because, and you also have to genuinely care for the problem that you're solving about. Because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So, you've got to do people who do not need what you want, but with people who believe what you believe. And also, our focus, so sa Cropital, our focus is we have to turn our users into champions. Champions meaning, hindi lang sila yung gumagamit ng product namin, but they also advocate for it. Since wala nga kaming pera, wala pa kaming marketing budget, ito yung main goal namin sa Cropital right now. So we make sure that the people who uses our product walks away happy and tells other people about it. So right now, we don't worry about the millionth user. We just worry about completing the whole cycle, completing the whole Cropital experience on our users. Because at the end of the day, it's just about delighting your users with experiences that they can remember. So the simplest way to do that is talking to your users. So for example, sa Cropital, ako yung in charge in handling customer service. So I answer Facebook messages, and also yung calls. And I always make sure na hindi ko sila sinusungitan, na parang I exert that more effort yung personal level para malaman ko kung ano yung tingin nila sa Cropital. Actually, talking to our users is kind of painful because they're the ones who tell you what's missing in your product. They're the ones who tell you what could be wrong in your product. But it's also the best way to create a very meaningful feedback loop. So, pwede natin siya i-apply sa Voyager. And second to the last is always push. So, for me, I make it my goal to be my better version of myself every day. So, since before nga, wala akong alam sa startup, there was a month that sabi ko, I have to watch 2 TED Talks in a day because very inspiring yung mga TED Talks. And I subscribe to different newsletters. I improve how I speak in English because during that time in Amsterdam, I've got a lot of stories to share. I have a lot of things on my mind that I want to say. But hindi ako masyadong magaling magsalita ng English that time. So, I make sure to practice, and so I attend networking events, I attend a lot of events, and I make sure to step up, and ako mismo yung unang makikipag-usap sa mga tao. So for example, if you're thinking if you're shy, if you have self-doubts, if you're thinking maybe you're not good enough for what you're doing right now, then don't stop there. You have to change your mindset. And last but not least, this applies also through any difficult situations you're faced with. You always have to persist through failures. I remember before, may mga, nung nag-pitch ako sa mga tao, may isang babae na parang, as in, sobrang nireject niya ako yung idea ng Cropital. Parang sabi niya, wala namang ganyang problema and hindi yan yung solusyon. So what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Ganyan. Very siya, medyo masakit. Okay lang, kasi yung gagawin mo from those failures, yun yung magde-define sa'yo. And also, the worst thing about being an entrepreneur is that you cannot do it alone. But the best thing is that you don't have to. There are a lot of people na willing tumulong sa'yo since ngayon nga daw yung pinaka-okay na mag-start ka ng company kasi sa Philippines. Kasi nga, ang dami nang nagsusupport, ang dami naglilitawan na companies na who are willing to help you. And just on top of my head, some things. So whether you can or can't, you're right. So applies to anything that you're doing, may it be kahit feature pa yan or kung ano man ginagawa niyo right now. And don't be afraid of taking the hard task. So ina-apply ko ito lagi sa takatak, for example. If meron kaming bagong feature, tas parang hindi ko alam kung paano or bagong language siya, kukunin ko kasi that's how I learn eh. Parang since hindi ko alam before kung paano, parang I like to challenge myself. So, gut instinct also. Always trust your gut instinct. If you feel that, if you're thinking that parang may mali, then maybe you're right. Baka nga may mali. And set goals and KPIs. So, this is what I'm doing every day. So, I set goals for myself. Next is customers, not product or engineering. So, dapat ganito rin tayo sa Voyager. Always start with the customers. Because we might end up building a very scalable, a very good product, ang daming features, but the people don't need it because hindi natin nalaman kung ano ba talaga yung iniisip ng mga tao. And also, be preemptive and not reactive. So, sa Cropital, ang dami kasi niyang points of failures. Hindi lang siya nag-e-end sa funding lang. Meron sa mga buyers, paano kung namatay yung farmer, paano kung nagnakaw yung farmer. We keep a list of a document wherein we identified kung ano yung mga pwedeng magkamali. And we have specific action to take care of the problem that may arise. And work-life balance. I always make sure na updated pa rin yung Instagram ko. Traveler, vlogger pa rin ako. And one day, madidiscover ako as vlogger na. As hindi lang yung mga nag-pitch ganyan. And always have fun. Because if you're not having fun, then you're not giving it your best shot. So last but not least, this has always been my mantra. I know that we have different versions of success. May it be parang you have to be a manager of your own company. You want to be a manager, you want to start your own company, you want to buy a house, you want to buy a house for your parents. It's okay. We have different versions of success, but we have to keep this in mind that we're not born just to pay the bills and die. So I urge you to ask yourself today, what is it that you want to do with your one wild and precious life? Thank you.
Papayat pa ako dyan.
Baka you have questions to Rachel?
Ako may question ako. I do have a question. How do you, does this work? Hello? There we go. How do you mentioned a while ago that you're able to, oh my god, English.
Practice.
No, I'm sorry. You mentioned a while ago that you're able to assure your farmers guaranteed buyers. How do you do that?
Guaranteed buyers.
Yeah.
So before kasi nung nag-launch kami nung first farms from Laguna, yung 5 farms na yun, wala kaming contracted buyer. Parang inassume lang namin na sige, ibebenta natin sa palengke, pero tutulungan natin yung mga farmers na magbenta. So we realized na hindi siya sustainable that way. So we changed our business model that in the case na we always start with the demand. So we look for contract buyers. For example, we are already in talks with the leaders in cacao, in coconut like Nestle, Kennemer Foods International. So that mamamanage namin may make sure namin na yung farmers nga may bibili nung produce nila, and then yung mapoproject din namin yung returns for our users. So it just boils down to securing the partnerships with our contract growers.
Okay. Pwede ba follow up? Paano yung quality assurance?
Quality assurance na.
Nung produce?
Yun nga yun yung isa sa core business namin, because we do not only provide funding lang. We make sure that the farmers, that we empower our farmers through the assistance that we give them. So we have farm plan from the start pa lang. that are from our agricultural experts. So we make sure na yung fertilizer na ginagamit nila is tama. And we distribute money according to when they need it, para rin ma-make sure na hindi ginagastos ng farmers. There's one time when we did spot checking, parang may yung mga farmer kasi pag nakahawak ng pera, usually ibang sasabong, ibang iinom nila. So hindi kami magsusurvive pag ganun kasi we have to trust the farmers. It's one of our magic beans. So yung system din, nagre-rely siya into kailangan namin i-select mabuti yung farmers. So we have a lot of guidelines na we look into when selecting a farmer. So I just want to share the guidelines. So first we find the motivation. So we don't want na yung farmers namin parang feeling nila, ay kawawa po ako, tulungan niyo po ako. We want people na gusto nilang yung sarili nila, sila mismo yung aangat. So yun, gusto namin motivated sila and meron silang mga anak na gusto nila mapagtapos sa pag-aaral. And we also look at the skill sets on their history, if kung ano ba yung mga na-plant na nila before, how many years have they been doing this. We also look at the weather and the soil, kung tama ba yung crops talaga na optimal ba yung crop na itatanim dun sa soil, and kung tama rin ba yung lugar, kung masyadong bagyuhin, hindi mo na kami doon. Kahit may crop insurance.
Okay. Oh my God, already, huh?
So, sorry, baka lang I missed it. Pero what's your ultimate goal? How do you see Cropital growing in the next
Well, for me,
years, 5 years?
For me, in the next 5 years, I imagine Cropital to be a household brand already. Na parang when they think of Cropital, they think about agriculture. Na parang we want to be the center kasi na kami yung unang iisipin kapag kami yung nagko-connect ng lahat. Kasi nahirapan kami before i-connect yung buyers, yung suppliers, yung sources of money. So we want to be that company who knows yung lahat kung ano yung mga kailangan gawin in terms of problems in agriculture. And well, the ultimate goal is na yung farmers, they really get the life that they deserve and that hindi na sila lubog sa utang. Yun. That maybe, well, hindi naman kasi, nag-support kami ng farmers ngayon, hindi naman the change won't happen overnight. So, maybe in a few years, parang in 5 years siguro, yung farmers, hindi na sila kailangan mag-rely sa amin because they themselves already have the capacity to fund their own farms. Ay, meron din kaming ganong program. Para tinuturuan namin sila na mag-save, magtabi ng pera, na parang hindi lang gastos na gastos. Para nga, sa next funding, meron silang matatabi. And eventually, yung ipon nila, magiging enough na siya to sustain yung funding needs nila sa farms nila.
Hindi mo ba i-open sa Voyager yung funding? Baka gusto ko mag-invest.
Actually, meron akong mga nag-invest dito sa Voyager, sila Miss Scores, Sir Arnel Ata.
Hindi mo natin open. Baka gusto
Well, open naman po siya talaga to public. Pero lagi lang po kasi mabilis maubos yung Such a good problem. So we're actually about to onboard more farms this May. So just register na lang for you guys to be notified.
The question?
What made you explore the field of agriculture? Parang malayo siya from our nature ngayon. We live in the city and then yet you explore agriculture to make house.
Well, kasi talaga feeling ko talaga, parang change maker, ganyan. So, di lang agriculture actually. Ang dami kong sobrang ideas on health, on education, lahat. Kaya ako sali ng hackathons. Because I know one day, sa mga pagsali-sali ko ng hackathons na yan, may makakakita na pwedeng supportahan yung projects or yung ideas na naisip ko. Well, in terms of sa Cropital, hindi talaga ako yung may farm. Ruel has a farm. He's the one siya yung meron talagang farm sa Bulacan. And na-form yung idea when we were thinking of something to join in a competition. Tas, yun na, nagtuloy-tuloy na siya. Kasi kapag nag-research ka talaga, tapos pumunta ka pa sa farm visits, sobrang makukonsensya ka na lang na parang alam mo yung problema pero tapos may capacity ka naman to do something about it but you're not doing anything. So parang yun na lang din yung iniisip ko na parang I really have to make Cropital successful because hindi parang it has been passed on masyado nung matagal yung problems. Although very delikado rin siya, hindi talaga siya madaling start up, hindi siya madaling idea because marami kaming tinatamaan mo, yung mga middleman. So technically na-eliminate namin siya and the best way for us to survive is to really include those people na maapektuhan sa ecosystem po ni Cropital. So hindi po namin sila tatanggalan ng trabaho. We're actually finding a way to include them in the ecosystem. Parang yung sa Uber, Grab, taxi analogy. Di ba kaya parang maraming nagrereklamong taxi drivers is kasi parang in-eliminate nila totally yung hindi nila sinama. Parang gano'n.
Last, anong feeling ng Forbes 30 under 30?
Thanks. Hindi, actually, hindi ko talaga alam na may ganon. Parang nag-email lang sila sa akin na, uy, semi-finalist ka. Tapos it comes from nominations pala. So, hindi ko kilala kung sino yung nag-nominate sa akin. Tapos parang nung morning na lang after mag-inuman, sino kasama ko nun? Tapos yun, sabi nila na Forbes na raw, ganyan. Tapos nagulat ako namin na nag-share.
Oo ka, so dahil ng interviews.
Ayun.
Grabe.
Please watch the bottom line.
Pati bottom line.
Mamaya pa lang po.
Mamaya pa. I think she deserves a big round of Rachel, we're really so proud of you. Napakagaling na bata. Daming ideas, very humble. Okay, maraming salamat. Okay, guys, meron pa po. So we're here also for the iShare of two of our employees also, one from Voyager, the other from Paymaya. Ang kanilang namang innovation ay ang One Export. Let's welcome Sofia and Clive. Where's Clive?
Clive is here.
Tagalog daw.
Oh my gosh.
Kaya mo yan! Kaya naman! No! Di ba sabi mo? Oh, sige, patulahin mo.
Habla Ingles. No, habla Ingles.
Bawal ng English for me.
Rachel, tingnan mo ng copy ng slide.
Hey Rachel, can I also have a copy of yours?
Okay lang.
I mean, can I have it as a guide? Because,
Tagalog.
I'm sorry. Zero sa Tagalog.
Oh.
I have no flag. No habla, no habla.
Yun na lang yung advantage ko. Sorry, let's just...
Sabi ko wala ka lang.
Maybe you can move your laptop over there. Yeah.
Better.
Are we on? Are we presenting? Wait, sorry. Alright, so... mahirapan ako pag nag-Tagalog, pwedeng English na lang.
Mahirapan kami.
This is gonna be awkward. Okay, sige.
Meron pa ba sige? Ay, naka-live stream tayo, diba?
Right, there we go.
Magandang hapon po. Kung you're comfortable. Huwag mo na sila pansin.
So I hope you guys don't mind my more impromptu approach. I didn't really get a chance to prepare. Well, I'm here to represent One Export. I'm a co-founder. I'm in the tech we haven't incorporated, so we don't have the titles yet. But some, just to give you a little bit more background though, we're relatively a bit younger. I don't have that many stories to tell as Rachel because we have not achieved the same level of success yet. But yeah, of course we're aiming to go there as well, because I feel inspired, definitely inspired by Rachel as well. No, really. So to tell you a bit about myself though, I joined Paymaya last August. And what I noticed from the start was I met people from Voyager, and everyone was like very active. You got Crew, you got Rachel, right? And that actually inspired me to join Startup Weekend last September. So during Startup Weekend, if you're unfamiliar with it, the idea, how it goes is that anyone with an idea could just go up and pitch, and then teams form around ideas. So one of the ideas there was One Export, and that really lured me in because it wasn't your typical B2C app. It wasn't like that. It was the only idea there that was targeting other businesses, and that's not as common, and everyone's like going to the more popular ideas. But this one, what really got me into it is that it's really something large, right? I mean, we're talking about Philippine economics here. So One Export, it's an end-to-end platform helping businesses go global. So it's about exporting. It's about helping businesses become export ready. So like, for example, you're Jane, you got some product, right? Maybe our farmers, they have a product to sell, they're doing well locally, and now they're looking to expand their market. And they go and they think, okay, I want to export, but the problem is it's really complex. It's costly, it's tedious, because now you gotta go around to different offices and you have to deal with red tape. There's also your information are also very disorganized. Like one government office is gonna tell you, okay, these are the things that you have to do. Then you go to another office and they tell you different things. And it's also very highly technical. Like for you to export food, for you to export wine or some other things, there are different rule sets. And on average, it takes you about $20,000 and 2 years for you to export. So how does One Export, how is it different from all the others? I mean, we got Alibaba, like it's the most popular, it's the most known. How are we gonna go up against that, right? Because we're just a startup in the Philippines. Well, the difference is none of them help you become export ready, but our focus is in helping our small to medium enterprises become export ready. I'm not gonna go through all of these slides, but just to give you an idea. So the first thing is that we help our businesses in the Philippines to become export ready. So what we actually offer is, if you go to our, do take note though, we haven't really launched yet. I mean, we've started offering the service, but we've not really launched. We're still in the development phase. It's a really ambitious project because it's really end-to-end. So not only do we help businesses become export ready, but we provide a marketplace for you to meet other buyers and sellers. We also have partnerships with banks, particularly Maybank at the moment, but we also have a lot of interest from other banks like UCPB and some others who all want to come into the platform so that they can offer business loans. So it's like your fintech, the fintech group, right? They're doing that. And then finally, we also have partnerships with logistic partners like air freight. So it's really end-to-end. We get you export ready, we help you sell your products, we give you access to financial services, and then we ship your products out. So how does that work? How will that look like? So we have a wizard, it's gonna ask you a series of questions, and then it's gonna output PDFs with your requirements, and then you just have to print it out, sign it up, and then we'll pick it up for you and process the documents for you. We also offer consulting services for those who have more specialized problems, or if you just really want to know more about exporting. There we go, consult. And this is what the marketplace is going to look like. This is just our prototype. We don't really intend to have it on mobile, but the competition that we joined is called Mobile Competition Asia Pacific, so we had to do mobile first. But now that we're outside of the competition, we're focusing on having the web first. Yeah, so really, One Export is about helping businesses export, save time and money, find buyers, and get their products out. Okay, how do we earn money from this? I mean, like I said, there are 3 integration points. We have our buyers, our sellers. We have banks who want to offer financial services and logistics. So for your buyers and sellers, of course, we offer our services for a cost. So it's like offloading your responsibilities to us to help you become export ready. So instead of you having to worry about doing all these things for your business, you let us do the work because we know how to do it better and faster. And then we don't get a cut from the transactions though, because we don't want to be that middleman that's hindering the buyers and sellers from meeting each other. But instead, we get a cut from business that we drive towards the banks and the logistic services, logistic partners. Okay, what's an example scenario though? Maybank. Okay, so I'm a business. Let's say Rachel is the buyer, I'm the supplier. I make green tea. So how it works is, how we earn money from this scenario is, we got Maybank. Okay, for example, si Chari yung Maybank. Okay, there we go. So I need money, right? I need money so I can produce. So what Maybank can do is, you can offer an escrow service, right? So what's gonna happen is, I need 1 million, for example, to do my produce, and Rachel is the buyer. How does it work? You don't usually give me all the 1 million right then and there. So you may have buying options. So like you say, okay, I want to pay in like 6 months installment, like that. So it's a win. The win-win scenario here is that Maybank buys the receivable from Rachel. So, okay, 1 million, right? Say that Maybank is going to just give me 900,000. That will help me run my business right now. I get my money, I'm happy. Maybank's happy because Maybank is gonna earn 100,000. And then Rachel is happy because she gets to have her installment terms for her. So, and then we get a cut from there. So it's again, we earn money through cutting in the money that we drive towards the partners. Yeah, so in terms of traction, we have a number of companies already working with us. Like I said, we haven't launched yet, but the service is already there. We've been meeting up with them and processing their documents already. But the actual platform is still in development, so that's a bummer, right? We do have a lot of challenges right now, like in the team, so we're still trying to sort things out. But we do hope that it will work out better soon. Okay, learnings. In terms of learnings, like I said, maybe I should have gone first. Or anyway, sige. Because now it's a little boring, right? Because I don't have a lot to say. We don't have that much success yet. But what we do have is that, okay, the team formed in Startup Weekend last September. We won People's Choice. The pitch wasn't that good yet before. And then we joined Mobile Competition Asia Pacific sometime October. And then there was the Philippine Finals held here last December. We got into the top 3 there. and then we moved on to Hawaii, and we also won in the top 3 there, and then we moved on to Barcelona where we were in the top 10. Okay, so some lessons I want to share is, yeah, be inspired. Like, you got all these great people, be inspired, and just try to go and participate in any events. Like, look it up. There, like in my case, I actually went and actually looked for the events. Like, it was a time that I actually participated, because before I don't really. I guess I'm not into. I'm more into my shell. I guess I don't. I go to schools. I do talks, but I've never really done hackathons before. I guess it was never really a thing for me because I was busy with other things. I help with family business. Our family business is in finance and realty, by the way, and I am a recently licensed real estate broker. So in case you have shameless plug, so in case you're looking for properties, I'm the person to approach. Anyway, going back. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, shameless plug. Okay. So yeah, be inspired. Go to join hackathons. It's worth it. You learn a lot of things. You meet people. Those are important. And then the next thing is then when we won Philippine finals, we had the opportunity to consult with many mentors. And what we learned when we got to Hawaii, we actually spent the bulk of our time revising things. We actually scrapped the presentation that we brought there and created a new one because we didn't believe. Well, I didn't particularly, especially for me, I didn't believe that it was good enough. So regardless of what mentors tell you, you gotta believe in yourself too. So we had all these ideas, and then we just try to get the best things out of there. And then and then try to balance things out. I guess it's a problem for everyone. Like, for example, Clive, they're very busy. They haven't. I mean, with fintech, I don't know, but they haven't. They've been going to work for every single day for the last 2 months, so that's not really fun. It's gonna burn them out. So I guess it's really a balance. Like, my problem, I have to say, is that I feel like I'm pulled in so many directions. Like, there's family business, there's another family business, and then I got my work here, and then there's one export. So it's about juggling things. I will tell you more in a couple of months when we've gotten more attention and recognition and success. But for now, that's it for one export. I do want to show you some pictures with. Sorry, I have so many tabs. There we go.
Sino yung napagawa ko sa YouTube? Hindi, para sa basket. App mo mga book.
Diba? Okay, well, this one's in the Go Negosyo Bootcamp. And this is when we won the Philippine finals. Crew also won, by the way, but well, unfortunately, they couldn't make the the Hawaii trip. And then this was me pitching in Hawaii, and this is Mel, our CEO. She knows all the business. And this forms the MCAP group, so Mobile Competition Asia Pacific, because the one in Barcelona was the global one, Global Mobile Challenge. So all the MCAPs from the other regions came together and competed in the global finals. So we met a lot of friends, and then this one's in Barcelona last Feb with the Singaporean team. This guy's really good. You have to watch his pitches. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for one export. But we'll keep you posted. We don't really have it's not crowdfunding, unfortunately, so we don't offer. I can't invite you to come over and join. But if you do have relatives or family businesses, feel free to come and meet us. Maybe we can help you out in all your exporting needs. That's it. Thank you.
Questions, guys? Kaya questions?
Okay, go.
Export is really difficult. I mean, how did you navigate the legal aspects of it, taxes of it? It's
Yeah,
extremely. Okay.
Okay, so the key thing for one export is that we really have to form a lot of partnerships. Right now, we're in talks with DTI. We have a business. Mel, our CEO, is actually the business person here. She's been doing exporting for a while. She knows the nooks and crannies of it.
Legit?
Yeah. No, legit. She worked for Monday Missing, and some other. So yeah, and we do have a lawyer as well in the team. But yeah, it's all about partnerships really. We're going to partner with DTI so we can. It's actually DTI handling those things, but they haven't been successful in trying to help the businesses out. Like they would do some roadshows and other things, but they've never been that effective. So we're still in the learning phase, actually learning what things we can really do so that we can bring things better to the businesses.
The export is a heavily regulated.
Yeah, that's
on
right.
both sides.
Yeah.
There are some things you can't bring out. There are some things countries won't accept. So it's
Yes,
very-
those things we handle those for you because we know how to do it. Yeah.
Alam mo kasi. Seriously. I mean,
No,
if
seriously.
you can do it, that's
Yeah.
very, very. I'm really curious.
But we're limiting it to Philippines to US at the moment because each target country has different regulations. So it's really a large, ambitious project, and we're really taking things one step at a time. We really want to focus on getting the export ready part of our platform ready.
Keep me posted. I'm curious. I'm really curious. Well, then
In terms of funding naman, in terms of funding, if you're interested to know, we decided not to get any funding at the moment. We want to bootstrap first, make things go. Because we don't really need a lot of money right now. I mean, yeah, we don't have, we're not providing, I mean, in comparison, right? We don't need capital to fund to fund the businesses. So we're alright, we're doing alright at the moment, but we've already received a number of offers, like from Maybank. Maybank already expressed their support. They want to fund us, help us go through things, but we don't want to have it yet. I mean, we really want to bootstrap. We also got an offer from Launch Garage, like for 5% equity. I don't want to reveal the number at the moment, but yeah. So we do get a lot of attention. Like 2 weeks ago, we went to Mentor Me Innovation Forum by Go Negosyo, and then after the talk, like a lot of people came up to me and gave me their calling cards. Like Bose Coffee, they want to export as well. So it's really ambitious. I mean, exporting pa lang, diba? Like things are different for exporting wine. Things are different for exporting coffee. You got all these things happening, but we're focused on doing food first. So we'll keep you posted.
I'm curious because I have a friend who deals with custom electronics.
Oh, cool.
And export and import. And he tries to do it legitimately. He gave up.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
So I'm curious.
I'll update you how we're gonna go about that because but the deal right now we have with DTI is that we provide them with data, and then they'll help us in return. So that's the deal with DTI because they're interested in getting data. So we're gonna help them get the data through analytics and stuff, and then in return they'll help us and not block our way. So yeah, that's how it's going for now.
Yeah, I'm very, I like to know.
Anymore, Miss Nina. Any questions for me?
Any questions pa?
Yeah. I'm sorry it's not as dramatic because we don't have poor farmers to help. But these are small businesses, they're small to medium enterprises, and imagine the impact, the economic impact it could bring to the country, right? Like if you could get these businesses who used to not export, who who deliberately misses the opportunity because it's too hard, it's too costly, it's too difficult. So this is really a large project.
So right now you don't have any competitors yet?
Well, they're competitors. Yeah, I showed the chart a while ago. Like the biggest competitor is Alibaba, but they don't help you become export ready. They're just a marketplace. They start with that. They start with the marketplace to the end.
But there's no company doing exactly what you're doing now.
There's none at the moment, particularly in the Philippines. I'm not sure if there are others abroad. But when we did go to Barcelona, I mean, in Hawaii, particularly in Barcelona, and friends from Hawaii told us that a number of developing countries like Indonesia and then also in Europe, right, they also face similar problems. So what we do plan, and the common question is how do we scale? Because this is a manual process, right? So how do we scale? The answer there is we're gonna do things like Uber did. Imagine how Uber scaled. So we're gonna, I mean, of course, it's still a long shot. It's still gonna be a couple of years down the road, but we plan on, of course, expanding in Southeast Asia. Plus, there's the Southeast Asia economic thing, right, where they encourage more trade to happen. So we'll see.
Where's Clive?
Clive is not here. He went home, I don't know, 8 a.m. They have a different shift, so he's not here. I had to go here because of that.
That is working on fintech. 24 hours.
Ayun, so any more questions?
Any more questions, guys? I think Sofia deserves a big round of applause. Also, we'd like to thank again our technical support, Sir Andy. Maraming salamat, John, as always.